Welcome to my channel. My name is Katie Rose and I am currently a senior in high school. Today I am here because I wanted to create a series of videos on YouTube to help out kids like me who are looking to apply to colleges and universities in the UK. So it was really difficult for me once I decided that was something I might be interested in to navigate the process of finding out what universities should I go to? What should I be looking at? What is school even like there? What's the application process like? So I really wanted to create something to help out other kids who might be interested in doing international school, specifically in the United Kingdom, and specifically those international students being American students, because I am an American student and this is how I've learned to navigate the differences between the UK and America. So in this series, I'm gonna be talking a lot about how to apply because I am currently going through the application process myself. I wanna walk you through it as I'm going through it too, so you can really get a taste of me going through the process and not me reflecting on what I've done already. So I'll talk about how you can figure out what the tuition fees are, how to find information on student visas and other really important information like that just really isn't laid out in a clear way anywhere. So for today's video, I'm going to be talking about the good parts about going to college in the UK and the bad parts about going to college in the UK. And I'm going to be focusing specifically on an undergraduate degree. So hopefully this will help you figure out, is this for you? Maybe, maybe not. So I wanted to start with the good reasons, the great parts about going to college in the UK today, because I always like to start on the positive. The first thing you need to know is that it can be extremely affordable. I know when you think international school, it's going to be up tuition, not to mention travel costs, but it can actually be extremely affordable, especially compared to the more expensive schools here. So to obtain an undergraduate degree, most schools there are 3-year programs. It's only 3 years to obtain an undergraduate degree at most of the schools there. And of course, there are going to be some exceptions, especially if you're looking to get into a medical program or something along those lines. So let's talk about Oxford University, right? To apply there is a little bit of a different process. Same thing with Cambridge, right? But the tuition there is between $19,800 and $29,300 US, which is fantastic. When you think about universities like Harvard and Columbia, I mean, their tuition for out-of-state students is $52,000, upwards of $62,000. That's like a $40,000 difference in tuition if you're looking for an extremely quality education. And other Russell Group universities, which I'll explain what a Russell Group university is a little bit later, but specifically it's kind of the UK's equivalent of the Ivies. They're just a very well-funded, very well-accredited universities. So those schools have even less tuition sometimes. For example, the schools I'm looking at, I'm wearing one of the sweatshirts, Newcastle University and University of York, their tuition right now, and I haven't checked, I'd have to double check, is about $20,000 a year for an international student, and that's without any scholarships or grants you'll put on top of that. So it can be extremely affordable. You're taking a year off your undergraduate degree, and especially if your focus is really, really nice, well accredited schools, then the UK is probably the more affordable option. The second benefit, or the second good thing, is that you are only studying your chosen topic or major. You don't have to take, if you're an English major, you don't have to take any more math classes. You don't have to take an algebra or a calculus class. You are just focusing on classes that will get you your undergraduate degree. Every class you take, almost, and there are some options you can combine subjects, is going to be tailored towards your degree. You don't have to take classes that you don't want. It is all about what you need to graduate and what you need to become an expert in your field. It's a very good system, or at least for me, because I really don't want to take math classes in college. I did that in high school, and I don't see the need to do that in college. It doesn't have anything to do with what I want to do when I'm older. And the same thing if you're a math person. If you don't ever want to take a writing 101 class again or anything along those lines, you wouldn't have to if you got a mathematics degree in the United Kingdom. So the third good thing is that the education is usually a mix of lectures and seminars, which basically means you're going to get more individualized teaching, or you're going to be taught in a more individual manner. You'll be taught in small groups. That's what a seminar is a professor sitting down with a small group of students, or a small group of students sitting down together and really going through their lessons, going through their academic work together and working through it as a group, as opposed to just sitting in a lecture hall all the time. The fourth really good thing, and we're kind of veering away from the education, is the dorms. Oh my goodness. I do not want to share a dorm room with anybody else. And there, I don't have to. They refer to dorms as accommodation there. So if you were to go on a university website, go to the accommodations page. But most of their rooms are singles. You can opt for a double in some places, but you can get a single with a bathroom attached. It's called ensuite. And you can get a single with a wash basin in it, which is a sink. And they're pretty decent sized rooms. The whole rooming situation there is just better than American schools. And you can do two kinds of dining options. If you don't want to have to worry about making food, you can do a catered option where you will have a meal plan throughout the year, pay for a meal plan, and you can have breakfast and dinner served to you and ready to go. Or you could do something called self-catered, where you are completely on your own for groceries and food and everything, but you have access to a kitchen, so you get complete control over what you're eating every single day. I personally like that option better, but a lot of people, it's way more convenient to have those meals ready for you. And the last really great thing about going to university in the United Kingdom is the application process is way easier. It's extremely easy once you know what you're doing. Once you know how to apply, it becomes a more affordable option and just overall an easier application process. Sorry about that. I will get more into the application process in another video because there's a lot you need to know about how to apply to UK schools, but just know that it ends up being a much cheaper option. All right, so here's a big overview of what's the best parts about being in the United Kingdom schools. And this, of course, there's way more benefits than this. These are just my highlights, is that you're receiving a quality education, truly quality education. You're experiencing a different culture. If you're interested in traveling, you are way closer to Europe and Asia. Well, depending on where you are in the United States, you may be closer to parts of Asia. Eastern Europe, Africa, the Middle East, you're way more close to the rest of the world if you are really interested in traveling during your spring breaks, winter breaks, and things like that. Not to mention that you probably would end up paying less for school in the long run. It's a great option. All right, let's get into the reasons you should not go to university in the United Kingdom, why that would not be a good option for you. And the first thing is that your education can be extremely limited. So I actually listed as a good reason earlier to go is that you don't have to take classes other than your chosen area of study. You don't have to take classes outside your topic. Now here's the limiting thing is you can't, for the most part, take classes outside your topic. If you are going into college and you have no idea what you want to do, you are there to learn and educate yourself and figure out what it is you want to do with your life, I do not recommend going to school in the United Kingdom because you are choosing a topic. You don't apply to a university like you would here. Like if you're sending in an application to the University of Oregon, right? You're getting into the school. Whereas in the United Kingdom, you are applying for a program. And once you enter a program, there really isn't any going back. If you decide you want to switch, you have to start all over again. So for example, if you are still debating between being a philosophy major and a psych major, you got to pick one or the other if you're going to school in the UK. And there are other optional modules or optional classes that you can take that might pique your area of interest, but if you decide psychology is not for me, it's not what I was expecting, I really wish I had gotten that classics degree or philosophy degree, you do have to start over. You do have to start over at year one and really can't get your money back either. So if you're not sure of what you want to do, or at least you're not sure of what topic you want. In general, I wouldn't recommend going to the United Kingdom for school. For example, I want to become a film studies major. I don't know if I want to make movies or television or write scripts or do documentaries. I don't know what I want to do yet, but I know I'm passionate about film. So that is a great option for me. So I am getting a film degree where I can explore the different areas that come with it. But if I got halfway through the program and was like, shoot, I should have gone to med school. My loss. And here's the other bad thing, and this is the obvious one. You are halfway around the world. You are very, very far away. You are most likely multiple days of travel away from your home. There is no going home on the weekends for laundry or just to do laundry. There's no seeing your parents for this weekend, or you have a few days off of class or work or whatever. You can't just go home like that. You have to coordinate flights. You have to coordinate who can pick you up at the airport, getting to the airport, paying for flights, all of that stuff. It's a lot to think about. If you are a homebody, and don't be ashamed of being a homebody if you are one, this may not be a great option for you. You're going to be far away from home, and you're probably going to feel isolated because it's a new culture. And even though it's an English-speaking culture and a pretty similar culture to America on a global scale, it's different. It's very different. And if you're there and you don't know anyone there already, it can be very difficult. And if you think you are going to struggle with that, and that is something that you don't think you're ready for, you may want to wait in applying, because you can always apply as a postgraduate if that's something you decide you want to do. But just keep in mind that you are multiple days of travel away. So I live on the west coast of the United States in the Seattle area. So for me to get to the United Kingdom right now, and we're just going to use Newcastle University as an example, which is located in northern England, I have to take a flight from Seattle to the East Coast, usually New Jersey, and then from the East Coast to either directly to London, directly to Edinburgh, or I have to stop in Reykjavik first, or it ends up being multiple days of travel just for me to get to university. If that's something that's not affordable for you, unfortunately, that may not be the best option for you right now. And again, you can always go for a postgraduate degree. You're not limited to just undergraduate. You can apply as an international student to a postgraduate degree later after you've figured out what you wanted to do and everything. But do keep in mind that if the comforts of home is what keeps you sane, maybe it's not the best option for you to go to the UK. But if you have that passion for travel and that passion to be out there and experience that new world and new culture, and you're ready for that, go for it. I recommend it. All right, you guys, that is it for this video. That is my highlights on the good and bad reasons for going to the United Kingdom for university. And just a piece of advice, it's not called college there. College is actually something totally different. It's called university. And just one more key thing to look out for there is I would do your research a little bit. This is what I think is the good and bad reasons about going there, but there could be more for you. There could be less. Obviously, I think there's more good reasons to going than bad reasons because that is my goal. But make sure what you decide to do is going to be best for you.